Trauma doesn't leave us, it just causes us to think different. Our bodies remember what happened, it records it. And it was during the time of me writing the book that I recognized that my body remembers, my fingers remember. It's not just my brain, every sensory area remembers. Hi, this is the Destitute, Redeem, Restored podcast. It's about my book, Destitute, Redeemed, Restored. I'm Shanicia Stewart, and come on, let's journey together through this book. So, the book was written because of trauma that I experienced because of sexual abuse. And it's a big thing. It's a big thing all over the world. It doesn't matter where you are. I'd encourage you to buy the book. You would want to read it. It's raw. It's very open. There's nothing that is missing at all. I want to tell you about one particular area, one particular chapter. It's all important, but I think we should start there. Destitute. Destitute, if you look for the dictionary meaning, it might tell you, you're poor, you're impoverished. But how can it relate to somebody that has been sexually abused? You're impoverished of your identity. You're stripped of who you truly are, purpose. Everything is taken in that time, and it's then replaced with something that you will have to go through life. It's very hard, very tedious in order to get, I would say, over, because it's not something that is past, in order to be able to function and to do well. Destitute. Destitute simply means that not only do you lose your identity and your purpose, but a sense of belonging, to be able to trust. And I can speak for many young people because I've been there. I would recommend males and females, mothers, fathers alike, to get the book. Get it for yourself, get it for your children. We have a society in Jamaica, mainly, I can speak because that's where my abuse took place, where the secrecy of it all, you're not supposed to talk. That's what our society promotes. Not good, but it's the truth. Destitute not only means that you lose your identity, you lose your sense of self, your self-worth. I mean, everything goes with sexual abuse. It's not just the act, but everything that comes with it, from the spiritual side to the emotional side. And then when you look, you realize that there is not just children, but you have adults that are living with this, and they'll have to get up every day and they'll have to function. But are we functioning though? And this is what the podcast is about, to go a little bit deeper, touching areas where, if you should write everything in the book, as the Bible would say, Jesus did so many miracles, they could have documented it, wouldn't end the book. So the podcast is where we'll become vulnerable and talk about it, talk about what really happened and what is happening in our society. So there is the section of the book that speak of me being broken again. I tend to put it there because this abuse was something like it followed me every step of the way, everywhere that I went, every house that I went. It didn't matter where I would be sent or stayed, it happened. I don't know if you can relate. I hope you can relate. And if you can't, for yourself, but maybe somebody that you know, I would say it happened again. Can you imagine? From my personal home to grandparents to aunts to uncles, you name it, it kept happening. It's like a badge. It's like a moving target wherever you go. And there are persons that feel that same way right now. It's painful. And as an adult, you tend to go through it as if you're reliving it, though it was so long ago. It happened again because it was the neighbor. And you would hope that it would stop there, but it didn't. Sexual abuse, it's a pet peeve to speak about in our country. It's a pet peeve to speak about in our nation and nations. But it happens, and we should speak. We should be allowed to talk without the fear of shame and the backlash. That's what comes with it. It's not encouraged because you have to protect the family. You have to protect the family image, the level of secrecy that surrounds it. And so, destitute right there, that's where it keeps you that even after the act, you're still going through the reels of it because you're told to keep it silent. You're told to keep it secret. I don't know if you can relate, but I hope you can, or at least know someone who has been there. Let's take a break, and when we come back, I'll tell you more. Before we go, I want to say big up to our sponsors, J. Smiley Media, Podcast Hub JA, SSA Electrical Plumbing and Construction Services. There's also Emerge Multimedia and Nails in Venice. Come back, and I'll give you more. Welcome back to Destitute, Redeemed, Restored podcast. I am Shanicia Stewart, and we're here to discuss what it means to be sexually assaulted, molested as a child, and having to live with it. Recently, I was on social media and I saw who we know affectionately, a lady in Jamaica by the name of Auntie Donna. And she shared a video of a young lady crying out, saying what took place with her father. And even though she's an adult now and even a mother, you would see through the video the impact that it had on her and the desire to be accepted and loved. And just looking at it, I wanted to reach out to her so bad. I wanted to hold her. I wanted to hug her. As a matter of fact, I did. Not a very big social media user, but when I do, there are certain things that I tend to be drawn to. And so I did. I think it's on TikTok. And it's very much out there. Several persons have appealed to her. And I understand what it feels like, the breaking points that comes when you want to understand why you. Now, if you would take an opportunity to purchase the book, find it online. You don't even have to have the physical copy. You can go to Amazon and get it in your cart. You can buy even the e-version of it. There's a part in the book that says it got worse. It got worse. Just when I thought things would get better, it got worse. And so when I saw that young woman that day, that's what I was reminded of. It got worse. Here she is as an adult. She's now a mother. She said she brought her daughter to finally meet her father because even though there was no penetration, what he did was so bad, but she still loved him. And isn't that a thing? Even though you're abused, even though you're left hurt and broken, you still love them. You still would hope that things would change. And that's one of my experiences. I was hoping for the love. I was hoping for the acceptance. I knew that there was something different where I was concerned. The betrayal is so real. It's one thing when it happens to someone with the outside. It's another thing when it's a father, a parent, a aunt, or uncle, somebody that you trust. And so when I saw this young woman, my heart went out to her because I know it. I know what it is to go from place to place. And then instead of it stopping, it just keep getting worse. So she said she wanted to introduce her daughter to her father, and she went to the country to meet him. And before the night was over, he did similar thing to her that he had done before, and she felt so violated, and she ran with her daughter. No, I would say to that young woman, I understand. I understand too well. And being in the capacity of a counselor now, I would say you do need help. You do need counseling. Your heart needs to heal, your mind, the memory, and it takes help. It cannot be done just venting alone. I guarantee it's going to come again. The memories are going to come again. The fear, because that's what was instilled. That's what happens when trust is broken, when trauma enters, fear enters. And because she's a mother and I'm a mom, I know what that feels like. We had Shantae Monroe, and she is a informed trauma coach, a trauma informed specialist here. And when she spoke about how trauma rewires the brain, everything that you do, I can say that's what it did for me. That's what it has done to many that I've spoken with, counseled with. It changes your makeup completely. You're not a regular woman. You don't function, you don't think like a regular woman. And so I would say get the book. It will help you. It will help you to navigate, answer some of the questions that you have. But I can also say this place, this platform, the longer you stay here, the more you will find help. Because it's not just to me and it's not just to you. Our guests that will be here with us, just like Ashante Monroe, they will be very informed. They have been through it. Mothers, you name it, they'll be able to help you. You're going to need it. Trauma doesn't leave us, it just causes us to think different. Our bodies remember what happened, it records it. And it was during the time of me writing the book that I recognized that my body remembers, my fingers remember. It's not just my brain, every sensory area remembers. And I want to say to a young girl, whether you're in school or you're out school and you have faced this in any way, shape, or form, you're not alone. You're not alone at all. I have been there and many, many, many more. Can you get over it? Most definitely. Can you heal from it? Most definitely. Does it take a while? Most definitely. Can I recommend who helps? God, Jesus, because that's where your identity comes from. And that's the place that we will have to work on, your identity. That's what needs restoration. It's not that you're worse than anybody else. Your trauma doesn't define you. The sexual abuse does not erase who God created you to be. And so the steps of healing is one, to allow God. After you get over the fact that, He's not wicked. You should have been there. He's not wicked. That's what we ask. You should have been there. Why wasn't he there? But I want to say to you, he's not wicked. He was very much present. It was hard for me to wrap my mind around that he was very much present. Why didn't he stop it? Well, the Bible tells us that he gave men dominion. And so we make choices. Mankind, we choose to do what we want when we want. But I also want to say to you, God has a redemptive plan for every single one of us. You're going to need a counselor. You're going to need a therapist. You're going to need people who are willing to pray for you. You're going to have to find the resources where people are willing to listen. And they're not far away. So the first thing I'd recommend, get to know God. Give him yourself. Cry if you have to. And I'll also say write, journal, because this is where the podcast came from the book that I took the time to write, to document how I feel. I also want to tell you that your feelings valid. If you can't function, relationships fall apart, can I tell you? But relationships, so them fall apart, friendship, intimate relationships, you name it. That's what being abused does to you. The trust is broken, it's gone. And sometimes we even see and experience things that's not really there, but that's how your brain is wired. And so it's going to take rewiring. And then sometimes it is there. And you're going to have to also start to learn to trust yourself and your instincts again. Again, you're not alone. You're not less than. You're filled with purpose. And healing will start with one, accepting that it happened, accepting that you need help, accepting that you need to find help, that help is there. And one of the biggest things, you need God. Can't get past it without God. Can't get over it without God. Can't get around it without God. So stick and stay to the Redeemed Restored podcast. We have so much more to share with you. This is bigger than me. And I believe that I'm one of those such persons that is here to help those that are hurting, those that are broken, those who haven't gotten their voice yet. Yeah. Big up our sponsors again, Jace Mary Media, Podcast Hub JA, Emerge Multimedia Limited, SSA Electrical Plumbing and Construction Services Limited, and Nails in Venice. Make sure that you reach out to them. I'm appealing. I'm telling you, make sure that you reach out to them. Everything podcast, everything multimedia, whether you're an organization or you're just an individual, you want to reach out to them. If you have any construction needs, reach out to them. And if you just need some relaxation, male or female, Nails in Venice is your girl. Hit her up. We'll see you next time on another episode of Destitute, Redeemed, Restored. Bye.